Easy Easter eggs. Hello Carlemkes, this is Gigi from Gigi Cooks, and today we're making easy Easter eggs. This recipe card is so old, you can see that we have attached the recipe to an index card where Tara had been practicing her second grade printing, and she has the word king on here. So, fortunately I saved this. So what do you need for easy Easter eggs? Well, 1 stick of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2/3 of a cup of sweetened condensed milk. This is important. Don't get evaporated milk. It won't work. Sweetened condensed milk is what you need. You also need 6 cups of confectioner sugar. If you want to make peanut butter eggs, you'll need peanut butter. If you want to add coconut to your fondant, you can add coconut, but I know that Kevin isn't really happy when he has coconut, so you may not want to do that. So that's it. That's all the ingredients that you need. So Maeve and Fiona, I hope you are paying attention to the numbers. I'm going to go over them one more time. 6 cups of confectioner sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 stick of butter, and 2/3 of a cup of sweetened condensed milk. You can put any amount of coconut in that you want. And when we get to the peanut butter eggs, it'll be obvious how much you're going to put in. You're also going to need some melted chocolate, but not till later. So step 1, we creamed the butter. Now does that mean we poured cream into the butter? No, it just means that we took the 1 stick of butter and we beat it until it was really, really, really fluffy. Sometimes it's easier to start with butter that's been out of the refrigerator for a little bit. It's not as hard to fluff it up. Then we added 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and we added 2/3 of a cup of sweetened condensed milk. This is what it looks like now. It kind of looks ooey gooey. It doesn't look like candy at all. So how do we transform this sort of sloppy mess into a nice fondant that's going to be our candy? Well, next what we're going to do is we're going to start putting in the sugar. Now right now the mixing's easy, and you only add 2 cups of sugar at a time, but it's going to get harder. So maybe after the 3rd or 4th cup of sugar, you may have to resort to using a wooden spoon. Get a pretty tough one because this gets really stiff. So this is what it looks like now. You can see it's a lot different than that sloppy mess we had before. So it's really going to be a nice fondant. We're going to cover it with chocolate and do some peanut butter too. But I failed to mention before, this is confectioner sugar that we're using. It's not the regular sugar. It's not the turbo sugar, it's confectioner sugar. It's the kind that you use when you're making icing. So there it is. We have our fondant. We're ready to go. Okay, so ready to make the eggs. Now if you wanted to have chocolate, or if you want to have coconut, this would be the time to add the coconut, but we're just going to make some regular ones and some peanut butter ones. So you take about 2 tablespoons of the fondant, and you just, with your warm hands, just roll it gently into an egg shape. It should fit across a 2-tined fork, like that. So a fork with 2 tines. So I'll make another one. So for the peanut butter one, what you do is you put a little gob of peanut butter in the center, but we'll do that in the next section. Okay, so I just opened my peanut butter and it's really, really, really smooth. So you might want to put yours in the fridge for a little bit to make it a little harder. So what I did was I just took a little bit of the fondant, made it into a little egg, as you can see here. And I tried a couple of different ways of doing this, but it seems like the way I'm going to show you now is the least messy. So we rolled up our egg. Then we made a little slit with a knife. And then I just put like a 1/2 teaspoon of peanut butter in there. More than that, it really gets messy. And you can see some of these other ones that I did, they're really big. I might have to cut them in 2. I don't think one person could eat that whole egg. So that's it. That's it for making the eggs. In the next section, what we'll do is we'll coat the eggs with chocolate. We put the eggs in the refrigerator overnight, and now they're nice and hard. Yesterday, remember, they were a little squishy. You can put them in for as little as 4 hours, but I like to put them in overnight. And I melted my chocolate, 8 ounces of chocolate. So all you do is you just take one of the eggs and put it rounded side down into your chocolate. I put some wax paper underneath because it can get a little bit messy. And then I just cover it with chocolate. And you can remelt the chocolate if it starts to get too stiff for you. So just microwave it maybe 20 seconds and that will bring it back. So there's my little egg. Now we want to be careful not to break into the egg. So we're going to do this very carefully. Look, I didn't get it all covered. Very carefully, I'm going to take my egg, let the excess chocolate drip if I can, and then place it over here on my wax paper lined tray. So that's it. That's how you make Easter eggs. So Carl Lemke's, let us know when you're ready to come out and play, and I hope you have a good time making those Easter eggs.